Chuck, you have said on numerous occasions that Chris Paul's the best leader.
Yes.
In the game. How does that manifest itself on a night like this in a must-win situation for Houston?
Well, I want to say something first. You know, when you're a great player, you get probably too much credit and too much blame. You see when Chris Paul, everybody say he had never been to the conference finals. Well, they gave up like 12 players to get him. That team fell apart, didn't even make the playoffs. Chris Paul showed up and set a record to get to the conference finals. So it clearly wasn't Chris Paul's fault they didn't get to the conference finals with that bogus Clippers team. That's my first point. I think Chris Paul needs to have the ball more. I do. I think they need to take the ball out of James Harden's hand as much, because as great a player as James is, he doesn't make the players around him better like a Chris Paul would. Because Chris is more of a traditional point guard. James is the MVP. He's a great, great offensive player. But in this situation, it comes down to making those other guys, Trevor Ariza, P.J. Tucker, Eric Gordon, get those. And I think if Chris handles the ball more, that would be the one adjustments I would make if I was the Rockets.
They need to get back to how they played game 2. Play a lot faster. I agree with Chuck. Get everybody involved. And they got to come out aggressive tonight, because if you lose this game, you're going to be in trouble against the mighty Golden State Warriors. They're going to smell blood. They know what it takes to, be a championship team. They already have early talks about being a dynasty, so they want to make it to the finals. So if you want to beat this team, you got to play correct. You got to play the right way, and everybody has to be involved, period.
Well, I'm going to kind of go to one of my off the thought process things that
out of the box.
Back to out of your box thought process.
We call that every day around here.
Going back to your first question, I don't think Chris Paul is a Hall of Fame point guard. He is a great player, and I'm sitting next to one here. And in terms of never won a championship yet, that should not define who you are, because he's been good enough, he's been great enough individually to do it. However, when you do win a championship, it does define you. So it shouldn't define you if you don't make it, but it does define you if you do. It does take you into a level of thought process by everyone and your peers into a different level. But not saying that it's his fault that he didn't win it, or Charles' fault that he didn't get there. No, it is not that. But being on a championship team does define it.
But my original question was, how do his leadership skills manifest themselves on a night like this?
It doesn't. He's going to have to build that tonight, because he's never proven that he's been able to lead into the next level. So he has to, tonight he's learning what that will feel like, what will that be like, because we all know when you're 2 or 3 games away from the NBA championship, there is a different type of leadership, a different type of focus that infiltrates your locker room. And it's like tear gas coming in, and we all feel it. And so this is the first time he's feeling that in his locker room.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, because to get to the next level, you have to take steps. And the game tonight is a step. You definitely have to win this game tonight.
I agree with that.
You can play great tonight. You can lead everybody tonight. You could, take the ball out of James' hand tonight. You can get other guys involved tonight. You got to win tonight. So I think he can be a leader tonight just by playing great.
And the main thing you got to do, Ernie, you just got to say, guys, you got to make the other guys relax. Because the toughest thing they got is this building. This is the toughest building in the NBA to play in. When these guys start raining threes and running and gunning, this place is so loud, explosive, and they feed it. Every time Steph hit a 3 and start doing this little shimmy thing, or Clay hits a 3 and start doing this little thing, then KD does it, this place is electric. The first quarter tonight, remember, they were down 6, 8, 10 points the other night, and then, because you know what's going to happen in the second half, the Warriors are always explosive, but in this game, the Rockets got to get off to a good start. Like I say, the subtle adjustment I would make, I would play Chris on the ball more, maybe move James to the 2.
As Kevin Durant was quoted as saying prior to Game 4, when Steph hits a 3 at the crib, this is his words, when Steph hits a 3 at the crib, it is so
wanted to just say
impactful.
That,
I just didn't want you to think
that down for you?
I just didn't want you thinking I came over. That was Kevin Durant. When Steph hits a 3 at the crib, it is so impactful.
Man, I tell you.